Hi there, students. When I first started living abroad, I realised that in other countries their attitude to life is a very different kettle of fish to the British one. Okay, a different kettle of fish is when two situations are radically different. Maybe we're talking about one situation or one thing, and then somebody mentions something that is very different, and you then say, that's a different kettle of fish. Okay, so for example, Asian countries like, I don't know, Cambodia or Vietnam or Laos are developing. Japan, however, is a very different kettle of fish. Okay, the situation in Japan is radically different. By learning another language, you have to understand concepts that are a very different kettle of fish to many of the concepts in your language. Okay? So what about formality? I think you could write this, but don't write it in a very formal essay or a formal letter. Yeah? I think a formal letter is a very different kettle of fish. But if you were writing a report or something like that, I guess you could use it. Okay. So what about this word kettle? Well, you all know a kettle that you put on the stove to boil water. Well, you also have a fish kettle. It's about that long, maybe longer, and it's oval at the ends. And it has a tray with holes that you put in it and a lid. Yeah? And you put your fish in it, and you put water in it, and you put it on the stove, and you boil it. Yeah? Okay? So, a very different kettle of fish. Okay, so a fish kettle. Yeah? So I think they're thinking of two different fish boiling in two different fish kettles. Yeah? And the situation in each one may be very different. Yeah? They may be different types of fish. One might have more salt. One might have different types of vegetables or herbs. Yeah? Okay? A different kettle of fish. A very different situation. I think this is most commonly used when you're talking about someone, something or someone, and one of the people mentions something that's radically different, and then you can comment, that's a very different kettle of fish. Yeah? Notice it very often goes with the phrase, a very different kettle of fish, or a completely different kettle of fish. You don't have to use them, but it collocates quite nicely. Okay, so I think it's probably time for me to come to the end. If you enjoyed the video, give it a rating, which is a completely different kettle of fish to subscribing to the channel, because I hope you're already subscribed. I'll see you soon. Bye for now. A very different kettle of fish.